I'm Gerald Bentley, and this is the Auto Authorities as we're heading into the heart of the holiday season. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. We got the Christmas tree from 30 Rock just right over my shoulder. It's time to maybe go buy a car because it is beginning to look a lot like Christmas at the car dealers, and we'll tell you why that's true next.
Have you ever felt like you were taken for a ride while buying, selling, or repairing your car? Well, not anymore. I'm Jay, and this is the podcast to tell you what to watch out for, whether you are buying, selling, or repairing your car. With over 26 years of automotive experience, we are the Auto Authorities. This podcast is sponsored by iAutoAgent.com. We're real estate agents for cars.
Welcome back in. Like I said, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas at the car dealerships. We're going to talk about that here on this holiday special, Auto Authorities. But first, we did want to mention if you're looking to buy a car, if you're trying to find a certain car, or if you're trying to sell your car and you're trying to do it yourself as opposed to taking a trade in or going and selling it to CarMax, you can definitely reach out to iAutoAgent iAutoAgent.com. They are real estate agents for cars. They'll go ahead and list your car, they'll show it, they'll get it sold. And if you have a particular car that you're looking for, they'll find it for you nationwide. They could even help out managing your fleet accounts. If you have a small business with a fleet of 8 to 10, even 20 to 50 cars, iAutoAgent can manage all of the details on those fleet cars for you. Make it easy and take one thing off your plate. You're busy, you're running a business. You don't need to run a car fleet as well. Let iAutoAgent do it. They'll take care of all that for you. And you can reach them at iAutoAgent.com. Then you can also tune in to the Fired Up Network on 30 different streaming platforms. You can see my show right there, Wrestling with Sales. We just did a special feature with some of the top stars from MLW, Major League Wrestling, including their new women's featherweight champion, Janai Kai, the Kick Demon. We talked with the Kick Demon about how she overcame a broken neck to fight back to being a champion, your Major League Wrestling featherweight champion. You can see them working on the newly christened Tiller TV and on BN Sports. I also talked to one of the promoters of record, Mr. St. Laurent. He's working on kind of taking over with the World Titan Federation. It's an interesting interview talking with somebody about what goes into promoting a wrestling promotion. So you can find all that. You can subscribe as well on YouTube to Wrestling with Sales. So you can get a lot of in-depth interviews on pro wrestling. We're going to have a special featuring the stars, well, a couple of close relatives of the stars of the new movie, The Iron Claw. Had a chance to talk with Ross and Marshall Von Erich about their dad, Kevin Von Erich, and his role in working with Zac Efron in the movie that's coming out here on December 22nd about the Von Erich family. So, pretty interesting look at one of the top families of professional wrestling. But let's get back to the main subjects. We're talking about the auto market. And like I said, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas at the car dealerships. Generally speaking, as a customer, that's really, really good because the slowest time of the year for virtually every car dealership everywhere in the country is the beginning of December. So, is now the right time to buy a car? Well, if you've been looking at some of the ads coming out from Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram dealerships, yeah, it is. It's the best time to buy a car in years since COVID. Take a look at this one. I just hopped online, took a smattering of some Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram ads. Here's a new 2023 Ram 1500 Bighorn. They're taking up to 15,000 off of MSRP, but then they have the ornament hanging up there saying they're taking 30% off MSRP. Well, hey, I know the MSRP of a Bighorn is more than $45,000. So they're going to be willing to take significantly more than 15,000 off that truck if you're willing to go ahead and get a Ram truck. Here's another one. They got the same truck and they're going 16,500 off of MSRP. Santa's using it to give the reindeers a break and pull the sleigh a little bit. So, you're wondering, hey, everyone's been saying there's a shortage of new cars. There's not enough new cars. That's why the prices are up. Well, kind of, but not really that much anymore. It's really eased out and changed quite a bit. Here, according to Cox Automotive, which is one of the biggest software providers in the automotive software marketplace. They also own Manheim Auto Auction, which is the biggest wholesale auction in the country. They are reporting that right now, new vehicle inventory is up and over 2.5 million units on the ground ready for sale. That's a 71-day supply of inventory. That's easily the most inventory there's been on the ground in years. And it is right there. You have right there, new vehicle inventory opened December at the highest level since spring of 2021. That was that little blip where all the built up inventory from the COVID shutdowns flooded the dealerships, and it looked like normal for just a couple of months before it reverted back. Well, now, depending on the brand you go to, there is plenty of inventory, but it's an uneven split. As you see from the prices that the Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram dealers are giving, they have plenty of cars and they're happy to sell them. They are up and over 121-day supply of cars at your Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram dealerships when you average it out. Here's again from Cox Automotive. These are the current day supplies for some of your major brands. Your national average is at 71. And just to give this a little context, 90 is the day when brands start worrying. Almost every dealership, their inventory is covered by a floor plan loan, which is basically an inventory loan. And all your new cars are in there, and the manufacturer covers the interest for 90 days. That's the finance reserve. If you go digging into the weeds of an invoice, you have the invoice price, holdback, and then wholesale reserve. Wholesale reserve is supposed to cover your interest for 90 days. Obviously, the interest rates are up, so finance charges are up, floor plans up. It's going to be important for dealerships to get rid of the cars within that 90-day period. And for the first time since 2019, that's becoming a question. If you take a look all the way at the far end, Jeep leading the way with a bullet in a bad way with a 128-day supply. Infiniti, 120-day supply. Ram, 114-day supply. Volvo, up and over 106. Mazda at 106. Buick at 106. Ford, 105. Audi at 104. Nissan at 101. Genesis, Hyundai's premium brand at 99, Mitsubishi at 96, Mini at 94, Acura at 82. So now we're back to the comfortable zone, but getting close. Volkswagen 78, Mercedes 77, GMC 73, Porsche 72, the Nation at 71. Now we're getting kind of to the healthy numbers. Chevy at 71, Hyundai at 62, Cadillac at 61, BMW 59, Subaru 58, Land Rover, surprisingly, at 57, Kia at 48, and then the ones you'd expect to be at the good end of the scale, right? Lexus at 47, Honda at 40, and Toyota at 32. Keep in mind, these numbers include the time it takes to ship the vehicles as well. So for some of these cars, it may take up to 30 days to ship. Let's take a look at Honda and Toyota. You're at almost functional 0 days supply of certain vehicles. Toyotas can take an average of up to 30 days to get to the dealership once they go into freight. They have a 32-day supply. That's almost zero. Honda, for most vehicles, they're going to be at near zero, and you could say the same for Lexus and Subaru. So just to keep it in a little perspective, automakers with day supply well above twice the inventory of the industry average. So these are above and beyond the scale. They didn't even they couldn't fit them onto the screen. Lincoln, Chrysler, Jaguar, Alfa Romeo, Dodge, and Fiat up well over 140-day supply. That's a huge problem. And just to really highlight one, Alfa Romeo and Fiat, they are selling less cars as a nation per month than they have dealerships. So that's a problem. If you're looking for one of those cars that's well up and over 100 days, yeah, now's the time to get a deal because the dealerships are motivated to sell the cars before the end of the year. They want them gone. So it is definitely time to kind of zero in and watch those cars. That's what makes saying it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas a really, really good thing if you're looking to buy a car because the dealerships are highly motivated to get these cars out of here before the end of the year when they have to pay property tax on the vehicles and they have to end their books. The less cars they have in stock, the better it is. Now, it just so happens it coincides with an incredibly busy time of the year where not many people go to the dealerships. So, if you've been waiting and wondering, hey, is now a good time to buy a car? The answer is yes, it is, because you can get a bigger discount at the dealership right now than honestly probably any time since the beginning of the COVID restrictions. This may well be the single best week to buy a car since 2018. So if you're in the market at all, yeah, now's the time to go. And there's more and more numbers you can put out to support it. Even used cars are dropping now. Used car volume, which has been historically low for years, is starting to clip up a little bit. 2.36 million used cars available for sale nationwide. That's an increase of 2.4% from November. Days supply of used cars still good. That 90 number is still used for used cars as well. It was down in the 30s. It's creeping up now. That tells you there's a little bit more selection. There's a little bit more flexibility as a customer to get a better deal. They're up to 52-day supply of used cars on the ground. And kind of a double bonus for you as a customer, the average used car price falling. It's fallen now 2.5% a week for the last couple weeks, 7% in the month. It's still way, way, way inflated from where it was in 2019 when the average used car was about 19,000, but it's down from just about 28,000 now to 26,091. So a little downward pressure on the used market is also good because dealerships want to get rid of their used cars as well as they end the year for the same reason. Property taxes coming up. There's a lot of dealerships that are looking to dump these used cars before the books drop again. NADA, JD Power, Black Book, those are what's used to value the cars by banks. And as the bank values drop, the book values drop, those cars become less valuable. They're going to take a big drop, obviously, when the calendar year switches. So, again, obviously, probably the single best week of the year to buy a car is right now. I know you probably have a lot of holiday activities, but if buying a car is on your Christmas list, now's a good time because the week after Christmas, surprisingly, is easily one of the best volume selling weeks of the year for car dealerships. You're still going to get great deals because the dealerships are highly motivated to move the car before the end of the calendar year. But if you go in this week when they're trying to stack up deals, you're going to really get a great deal. So now is a good time to go and take advantage of what's on there because for the first time in a long, long time, it actually is a little bit of a buyer's market. You're just going to have to be a little bit flexible depending on the brand. Certain vehicles like a Toyota Sienna, there's not any there. If you could find one and it works, buy it. RAV4 hybrid, Subaru Crosstrek, certain models of even Chevrolets and Buicks are in very, very tight supply. So it's getting there, but it's still really uneven. And like I said, if there's a particular car that you're looking for, you can absolutely reach out to iAutoAgent and they can help you track down that specific car and even work on getting you a little bit of a deal negotiated in it if it's a car that is in a position to be negotiated. On a RAV4 hybrid, there really isn't any negotiation. Most dealerships are down now to selling at MSRP or maybe a small markup. I think the era of the huge over sticker markups is kind of gone, but it's still not back to a normal state of inventory, as evident really by Toyota, Honda, and Subaru's low day supply still. So a little uneven market, but there are deals to be found there. If you're open to getting a Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, you're open to getting a Nissan, you're open to getting certain Fords. There are discounts out there, and the friends at iAutoAgent, they can definitely help you out with it. For this week, we'll go ahead and wrap it up on that. Just the reminder that this is the best time of the year to buy a car. The Christmas lights are up, the trees are up, and the dealerships are looking to move some cars because everybody's busy with Christmas programs, with holiday parties, with trips. Only so much time, and something has to get left behind, and usually that's car sales. So dealerships are definitely looking to add some business. If you're in the market for a car, if you've been waiting for a while, now is a really, really good time to go. And your best deals are going to come from the dealerships on the back half of this chart. The ones who have that day supply up and over 90. Genesis, Nissan, Ford, Buick, Mazda, Volvo, Ram, Infiniti, Jeep. That's where your big deals are going to come from, that 100-day up part of the chart. And on that note, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Wish you all a happy holiday season from the Auto Authorities, from iAutoAgent, and of course, encourage you to go watch my show on the Fired Up Network or on YouTube. You can enjoy the holidays with the Kick Demon herself, Janai Kai, your MLW champion, and follow both of these shows for more content throughout the year. Happy holidays and thanks for joining us here.